Dan, did you hear they made an Avatar The Last Airbender movie sequel?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to the show. And I'm not just talking about the channel because we've been uploading again, but the show with freaking Mr. DanTComicstorian here with us today to talk about his favorite series of all time that he had to watch the movie immediately so we could film this today as a release. Dan, how are you?
I'm good. I won't lie. It's going to take a while to get back into the rhythm of this because it has been such a long time since I've been on camera to actually do something. I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, I'm doing fucking amazing because this Avatar The Last Airbender movie leaked months ago in April. And I'll admit it, guys, I watched the leak because the bubble and sphere that I'm in creatively and work-wise, it was going to be spoiled for me. And I simply couldn't live in a world where it's been spoiled. Now, ever since it's been released on both TVs in my house, on 2 different Paramount Plus accounts, mind you, I've had it playing on a loop. So don't worry, I'm supporting the official release, as they say. But Dan was a purist, and he waited until it was
I did. Yes, you. I remember when it did leak, and you texted me immediately, and you were like, "Oh my god, have you seen it?" I'm like, I knew it was coming out. I didn't know it was out yet. But yes, I'm glad I waited because I didn't want to get a virus on my computer for one of the websites. But yeah, dude, that movie, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah. Exact same score through and through. And I know what my 0.5 is. I'm going to give my gripes first because then it'll be a movie it'll be nothing but wins after that. My gripes. It isn't very long and it tells a lot of story and it treads a lot of material. The best parts about this make me hate Korra. And I am a Korra defender. I will fucking, with my chest, defend Korra through and through. However, this movie, before we get into spoiler territory that encompasses Korra spoilers, this movie does the things that Korra, it sets up the things that Korra inevitably accomplishes in such a beautiful way that it makes me angry that I didn't see Aang accomplish these things instead. And I think the world is so perfect. This is a compliment now, but like by the time we get to Korra, I think that we've maybe gone a little bit too far into the future, and this is like the perfect pocket. So that's my gripe. That's my one thing I don't like. What's the 0.5 that's missing for you, man?
Well, first, I will completely agree with you because this movie kind of gave a good example of how Korra should have just been Aang in the later years.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it because like so many things in Korra, you could tell Bolin. Okay, that's Sokka. Like they're taking certain parts of different characters so that they can keep it going. For me, it was kind of 2 things. The fact that there were 2 villains, but one of them was kind of half-assed.
Yeah.
And then the I lost my train of thought.
You're good. You're good. Hey, we're hopping back in the saddle together.
Well, because I was thinking about it, and I'm like I just what were they? The dividers? The divided?
Yeah, the un something.
Divide
doesn't even matter. Like that's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to remember it because the answer is that like it was a really, really badly done. I think that those characters are meaningless and they hang out in the background and they have really good designs and they have like
I love the one that turned good.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
the fact that she turned into an acolyte too by the end. I was like, that's cool as hell.
Yeah,
because she kind of looks like she looks a lot like an airbender, like the airbenders that we got in the original series that were like much more white, kind of ish. Like they were like a certain kind of Asian that with brown eyes. I'm an Asian person with brown eyes. There's obviously a subset of many Asian people. There were an Asian person who has light skin and brown eyes, and whatever Aang is, because there's also like we get Taga who is Southeast Asian. And we get Avatar Sonam, who's Southeast Asian, that I think is very cool.
Right.
Okay, well, as a purist,
hold on. I remember the other part. A little too predictable.
Yeah. Yes.
Which, I mean, I feel like that one was kind of a given as in terms of what kind of story you can tell in this kind of time frame, as well as the classic issue that you have anytime you do a prequel. You know how the future looks, so not everything has the stakes that you think they do.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that really, really undercut the show. It
mhm.
tremendously did. Let's do voice actor conversations, and then we'll get into spoiler
I'm
territory.
okay. I'm glad you
Okay,
brought that
because
up.
it's a big one. It's a big one. And then for context, Dan has watched Avatar forever and been a massive fan, so much so that you can catch comic story and retellings that Dan did years ago that are the
Mhm.
Avatar comics, which are very good and absolutely connect directly into this movie.
Thank you, man.
And then for me, lifelong Avatar fan, it's one of the first shows that truly deeply impacted me. I love Korra. I was watching that on release. One of my closer friends, Michaela Jill Murphy, was the voice of Toph back in the day, and she's like a connection to that like thing we talk about
Hollywood
a lot.
Huston over here.
Hollywood husband. We've had in all 3 videos that have been filmed today, there's been a version of this that's happened to me. But yeah, Michaela's like a really good friend of mine. So I personally, and as an Asian person myself, I did not care for the conversation surrounding casting racially accurate voice actors for old roles. Now, as it pertains to new roles and roles that are racial stereotypes, I think
Right.
like Apu from The Simpsons, yeah, if you want to cast an Indian guy to do that voice, that's fine, I guess. I would rather a white guy not do that voice. But when it comes to Sokka and Katara and Aang and Zuko, um, it felt really dumb. But that said, I will say that I was not happy with that idea because I was like, you want the actors to play themselves 20 years later? Well, it's 20 years later. Let
Right.
them play themselves. Like Michaela would kill it. I know what her adult voice sounds like. And when she talks, sometimes it does sound like Toph, but it
That's true.
does sound old. It's really, Dan, it's cool. It like slips into my mind every time we're hanging out a little bit. And I try my best to be cool about it. Michaela, if you're watching this, I freak out every time. It's the coolest thing in the freaking world. She invited me to like a screening for Avatar that was like a movie screening
Oh,
too. Like
nice.
so
That's
cool.
awesome.
But the show, I think the new actors did a good job. I think they did an awesome job.
Mostly agree. I
I will give
mostly
you here are
agree.
my favorites. Katara's perfect. I think that I like hardly even noticed.
Interesting. Okay.
Sokka had high. I was like, you're not gonna meet my bar because it's so high. Met my bar. Toph met my bar of expectations. Aang, because he is so much older, I can really suspend disbelief and be like, yeah, this works.
Yeah.
Zuko is
Post
my gripe.
puberty.
Zuko is my
Really?
gripe
He had
because
like 3 lines.
Steven Yeun has been Avatar 1
Yeah.
already, and I watch Invincible. He's just doing Invincible, and it's a good voice, and he's good, and his acting is really great, and Zuko's awesome, if underutilized throughout this movie.
100%.
But that's kind of my gripe. Give me your download.
All right. So I will start off by saying it took a while for me to get used to their voices because they were different enough. Like obviously they're older, their voice would change, but they were different enough that I was like, I'm noticing this.
Yeah,
Like Sokka did a fantastic job of hitting the the way he speaks, the way he gets excited, like the way he just flows. That was just perfect. Like that, honestly, that's so. When he showed up, that's kind of when I went, all right, I'm good with these voices. Like
yeah,
before then, I was kind of like, I'm not sure. Because also, like the thing with Aang, I felt like it was a weird in between the adult Aang we have in Korra and Aang from the original. And that's kind of what threw me off with him.
if we're getting into Korra territory and spoiler territory, let me begin with the worst part of this movie is that this Aang, who has learned an
Mhm.
incredible lesson about letting go of the Air Nation and
Right.
finding a way to bring back his culture, becomes a deadbeat dad who doesn't give a shit about his non-bending children to the point where they felt destitute and abandoned, and Kaya went off to be a water tribe person, and Boomy became a general to get away from it,
Right.
and has a chin strap. That ugly ass Aang that we have in Korra is the worst. He's the worst. I mean, there's a line where Toph in season 1 of Korra in a flashback is like, "Okay, Twinkle Toes," and he's like, "Toph, I'm 40. Can you stop calling me that?" It's like he doesn't have the rhythm, and I think this Aang, he had the joy of kid Aang. Like I didn't.
Right.
You could tell that there's heartbreak there, and there's some taking yourself a little bit more seriously, but not overly seriously.
Right.
And I think that's what we got with Korra.
I see. It's interesting because I liked what they did with him in Korra because I liked that they made him imperfect. He was not a perfect person, and I liked that they did that. Honestly, like the fact that it would just be kind of it wouldn't be as fun if Aang was just perfect the entire way through. It was nice that he had flaws. I thought that was one of the best parts of adult Aang was that he did have flaws in his parenting, just kind of where he was. I felt like this was very clearly more towards the younger Aang, where he's kind of the perfect individual. He is thinking the way that he does think. I do like that this led. I feel like I understand kind of your gripe that it's like he kind of ended this movie being able to let it go, but then he did not have it let
Narratively, what
go.
happens next? Katara is pregnant by the end of the movie.
Yes.
Like timeline wise, she has to be
Okay.
pregnant
At the
because
very beginning, when he goes, "I'm the last one." Did you also kind of have the thought where she's like, "So let's have kids"?
they actually had art that they did for this movie where she's pregnant in some of the early concepts. So they
Really?
did like they
Was
did
there an
look
after credit scene? I didn't stay for an after credit scene.
no, that's just a lot of like really pretty hand drawn shots and
Because that
stuff.
would have been a great after credit scene.
It would have been cool, but they well, wait, did you get the acolytes at the end?
Yes, that was
Okay,
before the
okay. Hold on.
credits.
I almost, dude. I just had a Benny flashback of like I'm trying not to spoil something you're supposed to watch for this video. Yeah. So when the acolytes like go to explore the new air temple and meet the new sky bison, and it's like
Yes. Which
that
I like that they brought that in. And I think they did it in the same. I feel like in Korra, it was like a secret group of Fire Nation people that were breeding bison. I could be
there
wrong.
was something about bisons that had it that they found like a wild herd of bison.
Yeah.
And this was the moment they found the wild herd of bison. I think there is an emotional catharsis that happens when you see that Appa isn't alone. That like and truly that means there are airbenders. Now they're bison, but they're airbenders, and the like kind of joy that he feels because you feel the isolation from Aang. I was in the middle of an Avatar rewatch, so I got to like experience Appa like having those flashbacks where he's at the air temple and he bites the
Yeah.
ring that's covered in dust, and he's with the guru who's helping him like deal with all of his trauma from his lost days. And it's so integral to his story that he's not alone. And it's this beautiful, beautiful moment that I wish was a whole surprise, but it's not because Korra exists
Yes.
and it slaps in the face. And then it's like knowing that Aang is letting go and building something new. And then we get Air Temple Island and all these cool things. It's like cool conceptually, but then you know that Aang wasn't the best about it. Like his kids have a whole story arc that is dedicated to him talking about how he failed them. And he did.
Right.
And I think Aang really failed a lot of people in his Korra iteration. Now they did that to make him flawed and less of like our superhero.
Right.
And I think there's nuance there. But at the same time, I'm like, I love Aang. I love Aang. And this story was so beautifully told. And this time period is so beautiful. Like, obviously, there will be some. Oh, the guys were called the Denied. I just remembered it. There will be people the Denied. And then later, the Equalist, what they become for Amon. That'll happen in the future.
Yeah.
But like, dude, Taga, who is awesome, by the way, Dave Bautista, awesome. I mean, he's just here. Yeah,
I'm not good at putting names.
He was Dave Bautista, which I'm like,
you now that you say it, yeah, okay, that's solid.
You know, you had this beautiful relationship with him too, but you had Zahir, and Zahir undercut so much of that because Zahir is the only airbender that can truly untether himself and fly. But you have this moment of like airbenders together in sync can fly.
Which,
and it's
okay, that was a great way to have them fly without having them fly.
Yes.
Like
you don't need to have him be the Guru Lahima, like he's untethered, become wind or whatever.
Right.
But still kind of teeing up the existence of that.
And you know, in a way, it's very almost poetic because he was so much as a we are together. And that's the way he flew. We are one nonstop together through the air versus Zahir who was let go of everything.
I let go of everything, so I become air. And then he's chained to the ground for the rest of his life, which is kind of awesome. as like poetic justice. There's a lot in Korra.
Zahir was my favorite villain.
The best villain ever, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that he's the greatest. Well, and it's like Taga's kind of a pale imitation of Zahir, because Zahir came first, and it's like Zahir is
like him.
Lethal. He is an anarchist. I imagine that Zahir's politics were pretty close to mine. Like, realistically, there's some things about like the ways they go about things. Like, you know, there's so much of Korra that is dystopian that takes away from the joy of what's happening with Aang. Yeah. And I think that's probably my hardest thing of like, you can't enjoy Republic City when you know Republic City is going to be a hole in the ground in a couple of years. Right. Like I and that's me with every dystopian fiction kind of thing, which I don't know if you've seen the trailer of Avatar and the Seven Heavens. Am I going to get to break this news to you live that we're getting a whole season of Avatar in October?
So I knew of it. I saw it came out. I did not watch it.
The whole season is going to come out in October. So we will literally have a brand new season on one day. It looks not my favorite.
See, and that right there is what I have been seeing, because I see most of it from comments on Reddit, of course, where most people get their news.
You ever read about me on Reddit? r/Israel has a lot to say about me on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I have not. But based on what I have seen, a lot of people say there, it's one of those ones. It's kind of how I feel about the Netflix series and the movie. I have not seen either, because I've heard so many negative things about them that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to not taint my opinion of Avatar. I'm going to keep it with, I loved these. Those I've heard are not as great, because I also heard, I've heard some not great things about Avatar season 2 on Netflix.
Yeah.
Especially that apparently there was one line of Aang saying to Toph, how do you bend something you can't see? And it's like, dude, you bend air.
You bend literal air, Aang. What are we doing? There is a scene in that is so unbelievably funny that it made me want to watch the live action. And it was where Azula and Aang and Zuko are in a scene together. And Azula's like, you don't see the family resemblance? I need my honor. And then Zuko goes, I never said that. I don't talk like it. But he's like a petulant child screaming. That shit
I've seen that, and my only thought of it is she had like massive shoulder pads.
Yeah. And there's we can't talk about the live
okay
action.
Yes
crazy.
Okay,
so bad.
That to the side, you saying the I have honor kind of brings me to another thing I really wanted to talk about with this. The number of throwbacks and hints to different things that were so well done, and so just, most of them subtle, some of them very like, okay, we're gonna have the guy foaming at the mouth and his kid foaming at the mouth. We're going to have the cabbage guy be incredibly dramatic about his cabbage. But like the fact that we had a moment where it was like Kyoshi warriors just hanging out in the city.
Oh, that's my 0.5. No Suki. No freaking Suki. One shot of Suki.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I fully agree. At the very beginning, when he says non-benders and it shows just Sokka, I really wanted to show Sokka and Suki.
I was furious because, and I hope that the writers heard us now. Suki is Team Avatar. Suki was literally the final permanent member of Team Avatar. She's an older. Let's never have another project. Also, Suki's hot. I want to see Suki. There is a scene in this movie that I think's only purpose is to slut this cast out. They rip up everyone's clothes. So for the rest of the movie, we have scantily clad Katara, sexy, beautiful, strong as hell, with those gorgeous shoulders. You have Aang with his six pack, he's so jacked. Zuko's jacked. Fucking Sokka's jacked. Toph is jacked, and they're all so sexy, dude. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Do you think was that also your feeling mid-movie, where I'm like,
I won't lie, I did not see it the way that you're seeing it.
Hey man, that's like,
now that you mention it, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, 100%.
When it happened, I watched my fiance start to lean forward. I was like, what are you doing? What? And it's just Zuko firebending with his six-pack abs showing.
Dude, okay. Zuko, okay, so a couple moments. Another one that I wanted to mention, when Zuko and Katara are the old ones and the spirit says, oh, they're the happy couple, and all of them are like, Aang's like, they are not a couple. Do not do. And the fact in the final fight, Zuko looking like his dad. Did you there were moments like in Ozai. That where they had him look so much like Ozai that I was like, Thank you.
Because old
Like,
man Zuko is Roku with Sozin's beard and a scar, but
and a
like
scar.
it's the same.
Yes.
It was really fun that line where Sokka's like, Zuko, your beautiful face, no. And then Zuko dies. Like he kind of like the ghost that like leaves his body. Calls Katara Gran. That was really good.
So
Um,
good.
yeah, I hate that. I know, like, knowing that Sokka's gonna die, like long before everyone else. What am I supposed to do, dude?
Part of me wondered if that was going to happen here.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, no,
Because that's
Sokka protects Korra during an early part of her life, because they say that they say that Sokka was part of the people fighting the Red Lotus during Korra. So when Korra was first born, Sokka must have been potentially the like either the leader of the Southern Water Tribe or the council member for the Southern Water Tribe in Republic City.
Right.
But yeah, he had a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can't let him die, dude.
So yeah, I'm not great at these because I jump all over the place because it makes me want to. It makes me think of the animation style of this. Very, very noticeably different. I thought it was good, but I was definitely watching it like this is not the normal Avatar animation style, but I felt like they did it really well and they nailed the facial like the face reactions of like Zuko and Sokka to different lines that all the other characters are having. Like that I really appreciated, but what did you think about the animation style? Cuz it's
breathtaking. Like
it was more artistic.
I thought that this was the most beautiful movie I'd ever seen, genuinely, especially like 2D drawn movies. And we just rewatched the original Avatar series, which has such great animation. But its art style, and I like it a lot, leaves a little bit to be desired. And this is like 3 years of people's work, of hundreds of individuals really drawing every frame. I think you could pause any frame of this movie, and just like a Studio Ghibli movie, you have a wallpaper waiting for you. Like you could blow it up and have posters of it. I thought it was breathtaking. Some people really didn't like the new character designs, like the nose is being sharper instead of being more rounded.
There were I will agree with that. There were definitely parts like that where I was like,
yeah, they made everybody a little pretty in a way that they weren't when they are all very pretty in general. So it's like you could have done it a little bit better, but the costuming was so good. The art direction was so good. The Republic City design was good. The Zuko Fire Nation Palace was good. Appa's saddle was good. Like I got a lot. Avatar Sonam's tattoo and Taga's tattoos were really good.
Yeah.
The way that they traveled using the spirit world, like tease up something from Korra later. Like I was like, that's really cool.
I really liked that when the guy gets consumed by the spirits, he doesn't turn into one of the Korra spirit villains. I like that he actually looks like, okay, this is a unique thing. But was I the only one kind of wondering if Aang was going to take his bending away?
I don't know if that ever occurred to me.
No,
I don't think that ever occurred to me
until all of them lost their powers because the staff was broken. Yeah. I genuinely thought he was going to take his bending away and kind of be like, now you're back to the way you were.
Dude, I watched this movie like several weeks ago and I'm filming this with you, like as recently as I like actively watched it. And I'm just getting emotional thinking of Aang, like having that moment with Taga where he's like, we have to let go, Taga. Like that little, like,
that was so
okay. We can't keep holding on to this. And
we've got to forgive ourselves.
Do we have to we have to forgive ourselves? And then to undercut that with, just kidding. Katara, get ready. That's all we're doing for the next couple of years, and the only goal is for you to bring me another air nomad, and then I'm gonna convince my son that what he needs to do is fuck all day, all night. He will fuck. He will bring back the
you air are nomad recreating
one by one. Aang did everything just shy of polyamory for Tenzin. Tenzin put how many kids into Pema, bro? Like, it's crazy. Also the fact that Tenzin was in a relationship with Toph's daughter, and they broke up. I'm like, that would have been cool. That could have been cool. And then it's so beautiful that Boomy ended up being an earthbender or being an airbender.
I was gonna say, whoa, when did that happen?
Sorry, other Boomy, but being an airbender, but the fact that Aang couldn't experience it. And
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Korra eventually did move on from the classic air nomad culture, that this is an air nation. It's fundamentally different. Now, the people who want to practice the almost like the Buddhism of like being an air nomad, do that. Be an air acolyte, shave your head, do it as part of your acolyte training, whatever. But allowing the other I can't remember what they ended up being called. Maybe they were called the Acolytes, but there was a different name for the peacekeepers that the Airbenders were by the last season of Korra that I think was really cool. And clearly, like Taga said that that's what they were for the world before then.
Yeah.
I thought the texture was so much better than Avatar 1. I really did not like Avatar 1.
No.
I did originally.
Dude,
I love Avatar.
That is genuinely of Korra. I have not really gone to. I will literally go back and rewatch just the Avatar.
I love that, but I think I think once you get into Vat, I don't. So let me rephrase this. I like Wan. I do not like how they recontextualize bending, and I do not care for I don't care for Vatu and Rava. I think that they are some of the worst concepts in all of Avatar.
That I will agree with, but Wan
is
like, I feel like Rava was good in terms of his origin, and I feel like him, like a spirit being part of a human becoming the Avatar, that just worked. But then what they turned them into after that
Avatar,
then that was kind of like, I see where you're going with this, but you should not have gone here.
I always really liked how the spirit world felt in Avatar as opposed to in Korra, where they ended up like really bridging the gap. And then in Avatar 7 Heavens, it takes place after an apocalypse. Like Korra destroyed the world, and it's two twin avatars. Like that's the premise behind it. Which is kind of interesting, but I think it really undercuts it. So I'm trying to remember specifically my issue with the way bending is. I really love that the animals were the original benders, and that like the way that was like humans learned from them, and it's like the humans that could bend learned. I like that a lot. I think we went too far back in time. Like the Avatar is an ancient being already. And going as far back as to Sonam, where the tattoos are so different and the culture is different and the world is different, and fucking lion turtles were probably still around back then, but things were different. I really like that. I think going as far back as
of course they were there. The lion turtles are what taught her spirit bending to make the staff.
Yeah. But it's like that time period is still thousands of years after Wan, which I think is very interesting.
Okay, I see.
It's like the link of that world, and the implication that, by the way, that we've been looking at one half of a map that is a globe, and we don't know what the back of the Avatar world is. That's end of Game of Thrones. What's west of Westeros type shit. Like
that's like New Game Plus. Okay, you finally unlocked the rest of the world. Have fun with that.
I do love Korra for a lot of reasons. I think Zahir is a standout villain in so many ways.
One of the best villains.
He has to be the best. Kuvira is a pale shadow.
Sorry. I should say one of the best Avatar, the best Korra.
I put Zahir above Firelord Ozai.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ozai's awesome. And here's the thing. I think that there needs to be a rise. Do you watch Freerun at all?
I have not seen the new season.
I put you on Freerun 2 years ago and you didn't watch it yet. I told you to watch Freerun.
I put you on Freerun.
No, you didn't. My friend voices Freerun. What are you talking? I watched it the day it came out.
Hollywood Hassan over here.
My friend Mallory voices Freerun, and she rocks. So she's awesome.
Okay,
we'll you're gonna have to at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna have to introduce me sometime.
She's lovely. We were sat next to each other at a con. We had our tables side by side. So we spent all weekend hanging out. Okay. And I was like, "You're the best show ever."
Okay, I tried to get Benny into Freerun.
Yeah, that was
because I have seen Freerun so many times. It's one of my go-to. I'm going to rewatch this while I'm playing a game because
the best.
I always watch a show on the side. Like that. I still need to watch the new.
Oh, you haven't watched the new season. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen like the first 2 episodes.
I need to watch the last 6. I think I only watched like half of the new season. And what I watched is awesome. So in season 1, you meet the demons, and they are the rug pull. Very recently, this is a call out, but it's not. My favorite comic book anime YouTuber, or my favorite anime like video essayist. His name's totally not Mark. He does these incredibly insightful breakdowns of entire narratives. He'll do like blind reading a manga, and he'll like record the whole process. He also is an artist, so he breaks down the art and the animation. And he's a big shonen guy, so he's mainly known for Dragon Ball Z. He's done One Piece and Naruto and all these things, like also like Spider-Man and Vinland Saga. He's done some really cool ones. He covered Frieren recently, and it was the first time that I was like, he didn't get this. He genuinely had such a distaste for the material because he had expectations of what the story should be, and whenever the story didn't meet those expectations, he was mad. So when it came to the demons, now the rug pull is Frieren's not wrong. They are these evil, deceitful beings. That is what it is. And versus storytelling now where you're like, well, this person has a sad backstory, and actually they're a good person. Like Taga is one of those villains where it's like, he's got all this nuance. Zahir has nuance. Ozai is a lot like the demons in Frieren, where he's just unabashedly an evil, vile motherfucker.
Yes.
Mark hated that in Frieren. He's like, I think that there's no depth to this, and I was expecting depth, and I was like, that's the rug pull. That's the reversal of like, your expectation is that there's a narrative reason for why they're evil. This is a race of evil demons. Like, this is cool. So when I'm weighing between Ozai and Zahir, Ozai is the purest form of villainy.
Right.
Antagonism, Zahir is the best antagonist.
I see what you're saying. First off, when you said the Mark, my head was like, because you said Ozai, I was like, Mark Hamill talked about Frieren? Because he voices Ozai.
Yeah, he's Ozai.
I feel like the reason why I feel Ozai was just one of the best villains is because of not just him as a character. In terms of villain as a character, Zahir #1 all the time, all day. But Ozai just had like, there was so much behind the scenes, the way he impacted the world, the fact that like the show itself never really showed him until towards the end. So he was just this villainous being. Like, I feel like there was just a lot more to that, but that's also
I have a Hollywood husband. I have a Hollywood husband. Like, at the party I was hanging out with, Brandon Lamas, who is one of Benny and I's best buds. The guy's awesome. It was at Snoop Dogg's house, not actually in his house. It was supposed to be at his compound. It ended up being Snoop Dogg's parking lot, and they had a VidCon party there. And I didn't go hours earlier because they had an Asian creator event before the regular event. Daniel Day Kim, live action Firelord Ozai, was there, and my friend sent me a picture of him just being there. So that's the last Hollywood hustle today. This is my last Avatar Connect.
There's not going to be a last. Let's be honest. You know everyone,
especially in the 2 years that we haven't been doing this show. I've gotten a little bit more famous, a little bit, just a pinch,
just a little bit,
just a sprinkle of more fame. I did a Vsauce video very recently that people were freaking out about, which I was like personally also freaking out about. So yeah, in the most recent video that we put out on the channel, someone commented, Hassan's in Vsauce and then remembered to do this channel. It made me laugh really fucking hard. But yeah, the Ozai is so fucking menacing. And truly, you only see him pathetic when he is covered in water after being water bent after losing his bending. And that's
even then, you're like, you're still kind of.
Well, and here's the thing: but was Zahir bending? No bending. That guy's a threat.
Oh yeah,
that guy's a monster.
Okay, so here's another issue that I had. Another part of my 0.5. I hate when people get new powers and immediately become insanely strong with them. Yeah. Zahir made sense because he was a martial artist and he he studied air nomads. Like
denied.
It made sense.
Oh, that was the dumbest thing in the world.
Because it's also, you have all the people who became airbenders after the Zahir thing or during like that whole explosion, whatever. They didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. So how are all these people all of a sudden so good that they're holding their own and taking on freaking Tophs like Katara?
You're taking on Zuko and he's shirtless. How can you even fight him when you're looking at his abs?
Shirtless buff.
You need training. You need training to fight him with his abs out. Like, that was really, really, really bad. That part, the Denied could have been cut from this movie, and I think it's immediately a much better movie. I think that you could like create a different like reason for us to get to where we got.
Like the Denied only made sense because obviously you needed to give him a reason to start his new Air Nation and to hold off the rest of the Team Avatar while they were having their one-on-one fight. That's kind of the only reason they exist.
Yeah. And that one girl.
It also makes no sense how they found out about this staff, how they found out about the map, and how they knew it was in this sealed statue.
Theory that I saw that I really liked. The girl from the Denied who became an Air Acolyte, that like she might be related to Pema because that's Tenzin's wife. Because she's one of the original. She's
got the hairstyle too.
Yeah, she looks a lot like Pema. So it's like, okay.
I can take that.
Have you ever seen the theory that the Avatar who they loved in their life before, that's what they look like in their next life?
No.
Yeah, you should look it up. It's crazy.
But like now that you say it,
like Roku's wife looks a lot like Aang.
Yeah.
Like they have the same face, but one has hair. And then Korra looks a lot like Katara. Yeah. And then the new one, the new Avatar, she has the exact same eyes that Asami does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise looks nothing like her. The theory lives and dies. This new Avatar is the only thing that's like the eyes are the same clearly, but everything else is like totally different. Right. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a fun theory. I really want them to adapt.
I like theories like that. Just like I like that the Ty Lee is an air nomad.
Yeah. It makes sense. She looks like it. She probably like came from from that same family tree of people. I think the Avatar world is so beautiful and expansive, and I think that this is a really good place to tell more stories. I hear they have 2 other projects with this cast that have been in development. Now, whether it'll be a movie or something else, they don't really know yet. And I hope that if you guys watch this review because you love Avatar, watch that thing 10 more times. Guys, if you're a returning viewer, you know me very well, and if you kept up with me on Twitter, you know that my politics are very clear. I don't like billionaires. I don't fuck with them. I certainly don't like the fucking people who own Paramount Plus. I have a ton of gripes with how they've handled everything, specifically Avatar. But one thing that these assholes do understand, it's metrics. And if you show up and show out for this screening, this movie should have been in theaters. When you think about the cultural moment that would have followed this movie in October, I mean, it would have been breathtaking. It would have been as big as the Demon Slayer movie that just came out. That did $100 million at the box office. Like it had all this potential.
That came out like a year and a half ago.
Well, was it
Infinity Castle?
Yeah, was that a year and a half ago already? Time.
That was a good chunk of time ago.
It had to at least be 1 year ago for sure. Let me look this. I'm curious.
Yeah, now I'm really curious.
Demon when did that Castle? It was a 2025 film.
Oh, what?
Yeah. July 18th. It's 1 year recently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait,
you know what?
That's July 18th in Japan. Where's the U.S. release date? Hold on. Dan,
okay, time just goes by so
wrong, dude.
I'm
September 12th, 2025, U.S.
I mean, to be fair, the past 2 years have felt like the longest amount of time in my entire life.
What happened, dude? What could have changed that makes you feel that way, man?
Right? Oh my gosh. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention this, but I'm going to. I think because we tried to get Benny to watch Avatar.
Hated it.
He did not like it. I think if he started with this, he would have liked it.
It's just small enough and it moves well enough that he wouldn't pull the, well, this is filler.
It's a kid's show.
Oh my God. When he's watching anything and it's like, you can't just call things filler, bro. Like it's part of the plot. That's why he couldn't get into Free Run. It's a fucking anime filler, the whole show. Benny, no. Yeah, he would have loved this. I genuinely finished watching the movie, and it's kind of how it's the lens of which I watch all my media now, and I think of the parts of this that Benny would like the most. And like we've had a run of movies that like I think he would have loved Superman. I think he would have been devil's advocate, a fan of Supergirl that came out very recently. Right. I think he would have liked Fantastic Four more than me, and we would have been fighting on that if like I thought Fantastic Four was kind of just okay. But yeah, this Avatar one was one for the books where I was like, yeah, I wish you would have saw this.
Yeah.
Also, everyone's so sexy in that movie, dude. They just are.
I'm glad they're actually. How old are they?
They're old
Okay.
enough.
Oh, hold on.
They're 25. I think they're 25 and up.
Which you can tell they only did so that Toph was also old enough.
Yeah, Aang and Toph are
Anyway,
the same age, you know.
that also made me, for some reason, randomly jump back to. I love the fact that they show off the people at the metal bending school that are in the comic.
Yes, they're in the comics, dude. Yeah. Yes. I was really, really, really hype about that. I'm literally scrolling on my phone really quick because I'm looking for I was looking for the metal bending school pictures and stuff, but instead I just see beautiful. Quentin, I'm going to send you this image to put on the screen properly, but this like wide shot of them at a dance party together and there's Suki. I love.
See, that's where you put Suki with Team Avatar.
This lighting is perfect. The way that it's so like, this is a dark scene, but it's like bathed in color. This whole movie looked like that.
Right.
I would murder if we could get the entire original series done in this art style. Like, that's how much I liked it. That, like, I would love, and then you continue the story as they intended, because they meant to do a book 4. They weren't given the opportunity to do a book 4. They meant to do. They were given the option of do season 1 of a new Avatar or do an Avatar movie, and they were going to do Zuko. They were going to do The Search, which would have been really awesome, and it would have been cool to see that. But they did Korra instead, and I think you're at a really unique time where, like, I love Brian Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. A lot of love for those guys. Let's rock with this time period. Yeah. Let's stop going 100 years in the fucking future, and let's spend time in this world that is actively growing. And I don't know, like, maybe give yourselves the opportunity to not be locked into the canon that is Korra.
Right.
And it's like make an Avatar multiverse. You already have magic and spirits. Like, a multiverse can exist.
Yeah.
And
easily.
Do that. That's like my resolution for Star Wars too, where like I'm like, I wish we could go tell stories about Luke at this point and just make Sebastian Stan Luke. Obviously, like, he looks just like him. He's got the athleticism for it. He would do it. And Rosario Dawson's actively playing Ahsoka. You could tell stories in that time period where the Mandalorian and Grogu are right now, if you didn't have to deal with the canon of what comes next.
Right.
Multiverse.
So,
my solution for everything.
Random side note. Because of that image you showed, because Suki is in it, it made me realize why Suki's not in the movie. I will say she should have been in the start scene when he's mentioning non-benders, but it makes sense that she's not in the movie because after the original series, she started learning chi blocking from Ty Lee. She would very clearly be a master. She would take Taka down in moments.
I love her. No shit. I love her, and I'll give her
in a fight where all of them are going up against him. and he has to take on all of them, and she can actually get close enough. Fair. Not on a one-on-one. 1v1, no.
He'd murder her, dude.
But on Team Avatar versus him, like, yes.
Taga had a finger gun of air that could stop your heart.
Which was...
boom!
That's the best thing I've seen with airbending since Vacuum Head.
Oh my God.
I can't think of another way to say it, but
that's crazy. The way that Katara fell into water and healed herself automatically, and that's the only reason they all lived.
Fantastic.
She's the master. She looks strong in this movie too. Like when they do the slut sequence and everyone like shows their abs and stuff, you really do see like her shoulders and her arms are like powerful. You can tell that she's like actively a fighter, as well as being the Southern Water Tribe representative at the council in Republic City. Right. So Republic City is Udao, right? Like it becomes Republic City. Isn't Udao where?
I don't know. They called it they called it just Republic City. I thought.
Well, I was like,
where's Udao?
In the comics, isn't that the play? That's the Fire Nation
colony. Oh, I'm not good with names enough to.
It's the Fire Nation colony that picks up where like Aang and Zuko are at each other's throats again because Zuko's like pull everybody out of here, or no, Zuko's in conflict because there's some people that are Earthbenders and Firebenders, and they've had one family. Right. I think that area becomes Republic City eventually.
Okay,
that's my theory. I can't remember.
I mean, it could be. I'm not great with that kind of stuff, but I will also say, and since I mentioned the fight of Team Avatar, the way Toph and Sokka work together. Did you notice the number of times that Toph just launches Sokka?
Oh yeah.
or like just like leads him up. Like it was just so well done, and it just
Come
makes
on,
me
man. You know they kiss.
really, yeah.
You know
No,
they kiss.
I want them. I want Sokka to be one of the parents
Here's the
to
thing.
one of Toph's
I
kids.
want Sokka to end up with Suki because that's who I am. But
Well, yes,
you
but
know, if they have to break up for a little while and him and Toph have a fling, I don't mind.
and it would
I
be a
feel like
reason
Toph
for
and
the
Zuko
secret.
also had some chemistry. Like they also had some
Yes,
wild. Toph is just kind of around.
I mean
She's like Toph is
Toph's
Toph.
awesome.
Toph when her hair comes down in the movie. Come
Yeah,
on, son.
and the armor, dude.
Yeah,
Which
she's
I will
awesome.
hold on. Side note on that part as well, though.
Mhm.
She's whipping all around, makes the armor. Why not do what you did to your students? Wrap the metal around the airbenders.
Yeah, you could have, and you should have. She
But the armor made up for it because the armor
Did
looked
you
really awesome.
notice that she's still wearing her meteor, her space Earth bracelet?
Oh, was she? I didn't notice. Oh,
She's
that's
still
good.
wearing it.
That's good.
I'm gonna show
However,
you
now
guys.
that I also think the armor she's wearing is basically like a starting suit of the police armor that
Yeah,
they wear.
yeah, it is.
And
I
it's
was
just another great example of the number of times in this that they put hints of either, hey, let's do a throwback to this, or let's show a seed of what leads into this. Just so good.
Oh, Udao did not become Republic City, but they are both located in the United Republic of Nations. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you a fan edit. Not a fan edit, a thirst trap that Michaela posted, who voiced Toph back in the day, where she is dressed as Toph from the new movie.
Okay.
Because it's an awesome thirst trap.
All right, let's see this.
And come on, she shows yeah, she's got the bracelet on.
Yeah.
She killed that shit. Yo, that's the homie. That's the homie. Yeah, come on. She's like, she's got it like that.
Oh, that's solid. I
can't wait till I am so
it.
excited to see the fresh comments talking shit about the Hollywood Austin stuff. Hey, Michaela's genuinely. She was at my birthday. She was at my engagement. Oh, guys, I'm engaged now. I don't think they know. Whoops. I'm engaged to be wed. Same girl I was dating the whole time. Don't worry. Great. But yes, Toph was there. Toph was at our engagement. Other of my friends were at the engagement and didn't know that, and they met her and didn't know she was Toph, and they went home and they freaked the fuck out. And I was like,
I feel like she has the kind of voice that you would hear it and you go, wait a second.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of like Benny, how people would go, is that Color Star?
We were, me and Benny and Isaiah and Cecily were once at the Margaritaville in Times Square, New York, at a rooftop bar, and he was just, I don't know, telling some story, probably yelling at me about something. And it was like, well, Hassan, you got to do blah, 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 blah. And then some guy walks by and he's literally like, excuse me, I'm the manager here. Are you the comic historian? He goes, yeah, nice to meet you. I was like doing his Benny thing. And the guy's like, your voice is so iconic. And then he gave us free drinks for the rest of the day we were there.
Damn. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Potter effect, dude.
It is.
Like, people recognize me. Nobody gives me free drinks for the rest of an evening. At fucking Margaritaville, by the way. Like, it's crazy. It's like one of the biggest flexes of all time that he could be recognized by just his voice.
I mean, there was a time at Disney where literally we're going through security and a guy behind him turns around. Wait, are you comic historian?
Yeah, it's the best. That's the best. And you know, he just like he liked to play nonchalant. He ate that shit up.
He loved it.
He loved every second of it. And here's the thing: Benny really wanted to be,
excluding the time that someone recognized him in a bathroom and tried to talk to him in there, and he was like, "Dude, wait until we're outside, okay?" Besides that, he ate it up.
That's the wonder. Ben was a lot of people will tweet things at us every now and then, like when something good happens, they're like, Benny would have been so proud of you. And it's like, yes, but at first he would have been a real fucking baby about it, about whatever it is. Like Sal wrote a Terminator book and a lot of people were talking about that. And Sal called me. He's like, yeah, Benny would have been proud of it after he was a bitch about it for like a month. And then when the book came out, he'd buy the nicest version of it and get it in like a shadow box and give Sal a copy. Like he would go all out. And so I think when Ben and I first started going to places together where I would get recognized really often, I think at first he was like, whatever, Hassan. And by the end, he was such a proud dad. he was such a like, there he goes, you know, there he is. Dude, that's the best part about doing this show. like naturally in a way that doesn't feel intrusive and immersed in the grief of everything. We get to talk about our favorite shit and our favorite guy through it, and I love that. You're so right. He would have fucking loved this movie.
Yeah.
I think he would have.
This would have been what he would go, all right, I'll give the show a chance.
Yeah.
And would actually watch it, because he would be able to go, oh, that's who they become. Oh, I can see. Because he was also very analytical. He
Yeah.
loved like looking into things. I mean, he was also an artist. Like he loved seeing the flow of these things. It's just,
oh yeah, he would. I mean, talking about the art of this movie with him would have been such a treat. Because like, I genuinely think 2D animation wise, this is the most artful movie that's come out. Period. In the last several years, like there has been nothing in 2D that isn't anime that like really breaks any charts. And this was telling. I think if they put this in theaters, this would have been such a box office hit. It would have signaled to Disney and to Nickelodeon Studios and to everyone that like, hey, 2D animation's here again. Let's hire 2D artists again. Let's reemploy things instead of AI slopping it up and down, you know?
The one thing I will say, though, that this movie has that others would not, you could tell everyone had a passion for this. Like you could really feel the passion of the voice actors, the art, the direction, literally every single aspect. And that's something that not everything has. And I think that's something that this could be almost misleading for.
I would fully agree. Because yeah, the other stuff doesn't look like this. Nothing does. It's phenomenal. I can't believe we squeezed out an hour of talking about this. This is and for me,
and the best part is like, there is no proper path to this.
Well, to be honest, I wrote down stuff of like a way that we could have taken, but I was so much happier just to like talk about how because the reason we were moving from topic to topic is because this movie makes us feel something. Like I
and everything makes you think of something else.
Yeah, I cried multiple times watching this. Like the ending where Appa's not alone anymore.
Okay, hold on. Side note, another part of my 0.5. Appa going with Taka.
Oh yeah, Appa wouldn't have done that. But maybe, genuinely, maybe there's like something because we've never seen Appa with another Airbender. Like maybe he had convinced him of something. Like I don't know. Yeah, or he trapped him. Maybe he'd forced him into an air cage and pulled him over.
But it's not just that. Like I feel like while yes, he would go after him, I feel like he also would be more likely to do anything to get to Aang.
Well, Appa's a deeply intelligent creature, so maybe he said like, "If you don't come with me, I'll kill Aang." And maybe
something, or maybe like there's probably a good reason that they could have, but there was a part of that where I'm like, I don't think Appa would just leave Aang.
We just had to put Appa and Momo somewhere that wasn't here. Wait, no, Momo stayed with them, didn't he? Momo stayed with them into the weird spirit world, if I recall.
Yeah, because he was just ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, the spirit world was a lot this time around.
That's okay. The spirit though, good. That was a good bit. This movie was great of putting in humor in small amounts that it did not overstay its welcome.
Yeah,
and it worked with the story.
And Kid Sokka was a good voice. They had a good voice for Kid Sokka. Same actor doing it. Kid Aang, however, but that's just because I just got off the heels of watching the show.
Are you talking about like the beginning of the movie as well?
Yeah. Yeah, whenever you get to see the flashback and it's like, ha ha ha, yeah, I'm Aang, Avatar. I'm like, that sounds like the play Girl Aang. Remember that? Like it sounds like Ember Island Aang.
Yes. Oh my gosh, too funny.
Yeah. This show is, I mean, I hope that you guys are as excited as we are to talk about this and it becomes a thing. Like, I'm going to be reviewing Avatar and the Seven Heavens on this channel. Like, that's going to happen. We'll see if Dan is interested enough to want to put himself through whatever that is. But maybe it'll be good. Hey, it's the same creators. So you never know.
I mean, I always need a show to put on the side while I'm playing one of my games. So
yeah. Editor extraordinaire, by the way. Guys, as this video is out, Dan is uploading every single day pretty much as far as my feed's concerned. How many days a week are you upload now?
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, that's crazy. The rest of us do one video a month. He does a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload on Comicstorian. You guys gotta show up there, gotta show out. He's doing Ben 10 comics now. Like, there's some cool stuff afoot. If you're gonna stick with us here at Absolutely, get ready, because this is an Avatar video, because we're not just doing comic books anymore. You can expect an Odyssey review to come very shortly. We're gonna cover movies like Obsession and anything that we truly care about. With love to our wonderful original audience, I hope you guys stay along for the ride. But we're definitely gonna branch out a little bit in a way that Ben always kind of planned for us to do eventually. That's why we dropped the Marvel and DC title. However, we will always be Absolutely Comicstorian. Like, we're always going to be in the same family. Expect Dan to pop on whenever he's seen something. I'm going to be banging on his door to come do a little review with us. And show is still here. Dan is still here. Sal is still here. Someday in the future, I'll trick Andy into popping on again. Sometime.
I don't know. I don't even know if he has a webcam.
Who knows? I'll ship him a webcam. We'll find a way, and then catch the first episode of the Absolutely podcast with me and Scootish coming very soon. I love you guys. This has been awesome. 10 out of 10. Go watch Avatar. Go watch it 100 times. Listen to us. We got back together just to talk about Avatar, so you should watch it too. And stay tuned in the channel for much more. See you guys next time.